For generations, humanity has been fascinated by the inevitable and complicated process of aging. The effort to fathom its riddles has taken scientists, researchers, and intellectuals on an extraordinary trip into the very heart of life. As we stand at the crossroads of medical and technological developments, one question looms large. How long are humans genuinely capable of living? This topic, formerly confined to science fiction, is at the forefront of scientific inquiry today, stimulating the imagination and pushing the boundaries of the natural limits of existence. Aging is a concept firmly woven into the fabric of existence itself. Each stage of life is a monument to the passage of time, from the delicate unfolding of a newborn's journey to the seasoned wisdom carved into the face of an elder. Yet, underneath the surface changes, some complexities go beyond a simple count of years. Cellular processes, genetic imprints, and environmental influences all interact to create a symphony that orchestrates the unfolding story of an individual's life. Aging was frequently accompanied in the early chronicles of history by myths of rejuvenation and tales of the desire for perpetual youth. With the advancement of science, a more sophisticated understanding evolved, demonstrating the complexity that underpins the aging process. The discovery of cellular systems like telomeres and DNA damage shed light on how and why our bodies age. With these discoveries, the focus moved from completely defying aging to improving health span, the amount of time spent in good health and energy. However, the distinction between health span and lifespan has widened, prompting speculation about the ultimate limitations of human longevity. The rising average lifespan over the last century, ascribed to reasons such as better healthcare and living conditions, begs the question: do we have a philosophical and moral obligation to ponder the fundamental nature of our existence, the limits of possibility, and the essence of living and eventually dying if we can extend our lives to depths unknown? Could humans be on the verge of transcending biological restrictions, ushering in an era in which centuries-long lives or longer are possible? Professor of Molecular Biogerontology at the Institute of Inflammation and Aging at the University of Birmingham in England, Joao Pedro de Magalhães, believes so, and he's not content with century-long life predictions either. He says individuals will live to be 20,000 years old one day. This monumental effort will be completed by developing new technologies that will abolish aging at the molecular level, repair DNA, and reprogram cells for an entirely different aging process than we've been accustomed to throughout history. I hypothesize that we have a very complicated set of computer-like programs in our DNA that turn us into adult human beings, he explained to Scientific American. However, some of these same programs may become harmful as they continue into later life. In theory, Magalhães believes that humans can have radical treatments that rewrite genetic software and restructure human biology to delay or even reverse aging. In practice, it is challenging, but there is tremendous promise in theory. They can respond to and repair DNA damage in terms of cancer resistance and presumably overall aging, he said, adding that aging is more of a software problem than a hardware problem. I did some calculations years ago and found that if we could cure human aging, the average human lifespan would be more than 1,000 years, he explained to Scientific American. The maximum lifespan, excluding accidents and violent death, could be 20,000 years. Can you imagine living for that long? Dr. David Sinclair, an Australian-American biologist, professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School, and prominent researcher, shares Magalhães' idea of longevity, though not to the same extent. Dr. Sinclair's journey into the aging movement began by examining animals. In Sinclair's enormously famous book, Lifespan: Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to, he states that his passion for human longevity began with discovering the intricate mechanisms that govern how different organisms age and the potential for extending their lifespans. Sinclair's foray into the area of aging research began with a focus on yeast cells, a simple but essential model organism in biology. He studied the role of yeast genes in influencing the aging process while earning his PhD. This early work established the groundwork for his later research into more complex species, such as animals and humans. As Sinclair's scientific curiosity grew, he broadened his research to include other model species, including worms and mice. These critters revealed genetic and molecular variables that determine lifespan and health span. He discovered particular genes and pathways that appeared to play critical roles in modifying aging-related processes through his research. In contrast to Magalhães, Sinclair promotes fasting, exercise, nutrition supplementation through green tea, resveratrol, stress management, and sauna therapy, citing new statistics that show a 20% reduction in heart attacks and cardiovascular disease from just a few times per week. Sinclair contends that all of these efforts, together with a healthy diet and lifestyle, result in a separation from your chronological age to your biological age, claiming that despite being 54 years old chronologically, he has the health and body of a 44-year-old. With Dr. Sinclair's assistance, he even has measures and parameters for each individual to evaluate aging using tallyhealth.com, a process and website he co-developed where a personal longevity coach can help you reduce your biological age. There is more information available there. Unsurprisingly, this viral longevity expert has been viewed tens of millions of times on many appearances on the Joe Rogan podcast, as his material is so appealing to a wide range of people seeking the endless fountain of youth. Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Although he does not set a number to how far humans can collectively live, he is on record saying the first human to live to 150 is already living today, which is less dramatic than Magalhães' estimates of 20,000-year-old individuals. That is how convinced he believes that procedures like his own, which focus on cellular repair, epigenetics, and the modifying of chemicals that turn off aging genes, will see his prediction come true, along with other future improvements. Another lesser-known forecast of the future of human life extension technology is Ray Kurzweil, the acclaimed futurist behind Google Glasses, who has predicted that humanity will attain immortality within the next 7 to 22 years. He believes that artificial intelligence will outstrip human control and rapidly revolutionize society, so that it can no longer be ignored or controlled. Kurzweil also argues that this will be accomplished by amending cellular damage, as Sinclair and Magalhães did, but in a very different way. He says that infusing nanobots into the bloodstream will handle this cell damage cleaning technologically. His futuristic science fiction technique to achieving the singularity or AI-induced immortality is a sophisticated function of uploading human consciousness to a microchip, making death impossible. As strange as this seems like something out of the Matrix, he and other futurists have discussed it openly and in their books for decades. In previous interviews, he acknowledged taking over 200 vitamins and supplements daily, hoping to live long enough to see such technology for his futuristic ambitions. But what are the current limits of human life on record? Jeanne Calment, a 122-year-old French woman who claims to have met Vincent van Gogh as a kid, was the oldest person to have ever lived on record. Although some believe she lied about her age, it is more credible than the account of Lei Qingyun, a Chinese man who lived to reach 256 years old. He lived on a herb-based diet and ascribed his purported 2.5-century life to the following advice: have a calm heart, sit like a tortoise, walk like a pigeon, and sleep like a dog. According to official records, Lai had 14 to 24 spouses and at least 180 direct descendants as of 1928. According to one of Lai's followers, he reportedly met an even older 500-year-old guy who taught him Qigong techniques and offered him nutritional advice to help him live to superhuman proportions. Although these are likely to be ignored as local legends, they raise an eyebrow and question the depths of human longevity. Please let me know what your thoughts are. When will humans reach the crescendo of their aging abilities? Are Westerners too limited to their demanding 9-to-5 jobs, debt-ridden lifestyles, and terrible diets ever to reach such heights? Or will technology yet be created to address those issues? What approaches have been mentioned, or will it be something that has yet to be invented? Please let us know in the comments section below, and always remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.